If you want to master testing ICs and ASMD components on the board without removing it, this video is for you. I'm going to teach you how to test ICs, ceramic capacitors, transistors, zener diodes, resistors, voltage regulators, 3-pin MOSFETs, diodes, oscillators, electrolytic capacitors, tantalum capacitors, coils, 8-pin MOSFETs, current sense resistors, double diodes, all input protection components, charge ICs, and much more, using of course a digital multimeter. But please don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon for upcoming videos. And for anyone who wants to accelerate learning, you can join my Patreon page for more unique content. The link in the description. And of course, you're going to learn in the same time how to use the multimeter while testing. We're gonna test component using the continuity mode, diode mode, resistor mode, and other modes. So let's select the continuity mode first. As you can see, the continuity mode is selected. For those who have like this kind of multimeter, you can just use the selector and select the continuity mode. So let's begin with the first component, ceramic capacitors. So let's check this ceramic capacitor in this board. So of course the ceramic capacitors are not polarized. So let's check this one here. Okay, no continuity, this one. Good. What about this one over here? Okay, we have low reading. We have low reading, means this is a shorted capacitor. Of course, it could be the IC, but since we get a low reading, we have to remove the capacitor and check outside the board. Now let's move on to the farad mode. As you can see now here, the farad mode is selected. We have here nanofarad. It's auto range. Okay, let's begin with this one here, the big one here, and check. So do you see in the multimeter we have 100. This is a 100 microfarad. This is good. But how can I confirm if it is good or not? So always you have to check the schematic or the data sheet if you have, or check another donor board to confirm if 100 is the real value, the correct value or not, because this kind of capacitors doesn't hold the value above it. So let's check others, for example those here. So we have 150 microfarad. So because those capacitors are in parallel, I have to find also here 150 microfarad. As you can see, 153. This one also should hold the same value. Basically, usually the parallel capacitors have the same value. Okay. Now let's pass to the electrolytic capacitor. For the electrolytic capacitor, it's clear. As you can see here, we have the value above it. For example, here we have 470, means 470 microfarad. So let's check this capacitor. Before we continue, a quick thank you to the sponsor of this video, Next PCB. Next PCB is a reliable multi-layer PCB manufacturer offering everything from PCB prototyping to full turnkey PCB assembly. They handle PCB fabrication, component sourcing, ASMD stencils, and even mass production, all in one place. Whether you are building a prototype or scaling to production, Next PCB makes the process simple and professional. Check them out using the link below. As you can see, we have 430. Okay, because the capacitor is connected to the board, it's okay. Once you didn't get upload, it's good. Or using the continuity mode, as you can see here, once you didn't get a low reading like this, okay, means the capacitor is good. Now let's go to the resistor modes. Okay, now we are in the resistor mode. So here we have the current sense resistor. For current sense resistor, always it holds a low value, always with it could be 0.3 near 0, it could be 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 0.5. This is constant resistor. So we have another resistor over here. You see here we have 2 R2 means this is a 2 ohm or 2.2 ohm, as you can see, about 2 ohm. And over here we have some shunt resistors that hold 0 means near 0, 0 or near 0, as you can see, 0.5, all of them. This is shunt resistors. So what about MOSFETs? Basically MOSFET, I'm going to teach you how to test a 3P MOSFETs and 8P MOSFETs. So for MOSFETs, we have to select the diode mode in the multimeter. So the diode mode is selected, as you can see over here. So for MOSFETs, basically always remember here we have gate, drain and source. So between drain and source we have a 0.6 drop voltage, okay, 0.6 drop voltage. But if I swap the probes, I should not get anything. Basically upload, let's check. As you can see, upload, nothing. This is for 3-terminal MOSFET, the same for transistor. So for 8-terminal MOSFETs, the same, just we have some differences, is that this kind of MOSFETs has a 3 terminals for source. Do you see? Always we locate the pin number 1. Here we have a white mark, means this is the pin number 1. So 3 terminal for source, 4 terminal for drain, and we have the gate. So between drain and source, the same. So we get 0.5 drop voltage. This is good. And of course the MOSFETs could be in many sizes and shapes. This one also, this is MOSFET, this is MOSFET, all of them. Always we use the same working principle. Always locate the pin number 1. Here you see white mark, we have this dot, means this 3 for source, gate and drain. Let's check this one here also. So between drain and source, we have upload, okay, but if we swap the probes, we should get a drop voltage. Let's check between source and drain. Okay, this MOSFET could be failed one. Okay, this MOSFET could be failed. This MOSFET should be tested outside the board. So as you can see here, we have another motherboard with the same MOSFETs. We have flat MOSFETs. So always we have to locate the source. As you can see, we have this dot over here, means this is the source, 3 for source, okay, and 4 for drain. If we put here one probe in the source, another in the drain, as you can see, we get about 0.5 drop voltage. If I swap the probes, of course, I should not get anything. Let's check. As you can see, nothing in the multimeter. This is good MOSFET. Same for those little MOSFETs. Now let's move on to how to test the IC, the testing everyone waiting for. So basically to test ICs, we have to basically power on the motherboard, but I'll give you 3 methods to test ICs without any problem. So the first step is you can test and check the serviceability of any IC by testing the ceramic capacitors around it. All ICs have ceramic capacitors around it. Once you didn't get, of course, you have to select in the multimeter the continuity mode. Okay, as you can see here, we have continuity mode. Okay, so and check the capacitors around the IC, all of them. All capacitors around the IC, okay. If all capacitors are good, means no shorted capacitor or no low radial like this, means the IC is not shorted. 100% the IC is good. But for this kind of IC, for example, that when we check the capacitors around it, here next to it we have a low radial, means the IC could be shorted, or of course the capacitor could be shorted one. The same IC over here, you see, for this one the capacitor is not shorted, but for this one the capacitor is shorted. Yes, it could be the capacitor, but also could be the IC, because the capacitor is connected to the IC in both sides, connected to the ground in one side and connected to the IC in the other side. So the second method to check the serviceability of IC is by checking, of course, the inputs and the outputs. In this step, of course, you have to power on the motherboard and check inputs and outputs. The third method is by feeling the heat of the IC. If the heat of the IC is above normal, it's not normal, means about 99% the IC is the failed one. Okay, what about diodes? So basically diodes, we have to select the diode mode here in the multimeter. Okay, the diode mode is selected. Here we have a diode. We have always to locate this white mark, means the cathode and the anode. So the white mark or the cathode is the negative terminal. So we have to put the black probe here, the red probe here. We have to get a drop voltage, as you can see, 0.2 drop voltage. If we swap the probes, no ready, as you can see, no ready, means good diode. Same for those diode over here. As I told you, always locate the cathode, the anode. We have a drop voltage 0.5. For this one here, same, we will get same drop voltage, 0.5 drop voltage, 0.5 drop voltage, good diodes. Okay, what about the voltage regulator? Okay, what about the voltage regulator? For voltage regulator, let's select the continuity mode. Okay, let's select the continuity mode. We can also select the resistor, the resistance mode. This is a very known voltage regulator, 1117. Of course, to check the voltage regulator, you have to power the board, but I'll teach you one technique without powering the board. Basically, here we have the input. Okay, why the input? Because it is connected to the ceramic capacitors. Once this terminal is connected to the ceramic capacitors, means this is the input, because the capacitor filters the current. This is the output over here, and over here we have the ground. Why? Because this being connected to this wide area here, means of course this is the ground. So the black probe here in the input, the red probe in the output, we get about 270. So this side also we have to get about the same reading. We get 255. Okay, as you can see, about same reading, means this is a good voltage regulator. If you get any short or you get up line, means the voltage regulator is failed. Next, the crystal diodes or zener diodes, 0.6 drop voltage, good diode. If I swap the pros, of course, no ready, as you can see, no ready in the multimeter, good diode. So I hope you understand. Please, if I forget any component, tell me in the comment which components I forget, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video. And for anyone who want to accelerate learning, you can join my Patreon page for more unique contents and courses. All links in the description. Thank you very much.